Hi families, welcome to SAISD Virtual Q&A. I'm Patty Salzman, Chief Academic Officer, and today with me I have Becky Landa, our Executive Director for 21st Century Learning. Becky, can you tell us a little bit about what 21st Century Learning is?
Well, first of all, Patty, thank you for having me here. But I will tell you that the department is really charged with preparing teachers in educational technology. We also support all the libraries in the district, and we're charged with all of the digital content and resources that students use.
That's great. And so over the last couple of weeks, I know that your department has been working really hard preparing our students and making sure that our teachers are prepared to deliver online learning. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that process has been like, or what have y'all done to prepare or help staff prepare?
Well, I'll tell you, we have been very, very busy. So we started out by preparing a website that communicated with parents and our families to make sure that everyone knew that we were going to have our curriculum up and running. But the second part of it was to make sure that our teachers were prepared with all of the technology tools and resources they needed in order for them to be ready to work with students from home. So a way of doing that was that we invited teachers to attend what we called optional professional development sessions. We offered over 20 different types of sessions, from video conferencing to Google Classroom, all sorts of different sessions. I will tell you, Patty, that we had over 4,000 people attend our sessions. So we can say today that every one of our teachers at SAISD is tech ready. We had over 14,000 seats, and each one of those seats were taken from our teachers.
That is great. And so now, because school started on March 30th, we have our kids online participating in their classes. And so I know that our kids I hear Google Classroom and ClassLink, and I know that our parents hear that. So could you tell us a little bit about how our kids access ClassLink in the Google Classroom?
Absolutely. Let me show you what that looks like.
First of all, most of our students were issued a Dell Chromebook. These devices work seamlessly with Google products. Other students received iPads. The devices work a little differently, but they all have access to the resources they need to learn from home. On my computer, I'm going to navigate through several websites so that you can see what it looks like for students to get their assignments and use their resources. Not all devices will show you exactly the same screenshots or paths, but they are similar. So here's our first step. Before students get started, they must be in the Google Chrome browser. And they must be in their SAISD account. So notice this R. This represents me. That is my account. When I click on it, it'll read blanda@saisd.net. For students, it'll read at live.saisd.net. Now for step 2, we will go into ClassLink by typing link.saisd.net. As you can see, my computer remembers my username and password. And so with students, it'll start doing the same thing. ClassLink is what we call a single sign-on. In this system, we place all of our digital resources that are available to students in each grade level and subject. There are over 90 resources, including textbooks, library collections, math, social studies, science, physical education, and other tools that help students understand and apply their learning. Each student will see their collection of resources. With ClassLinks, students typically use their username and passwords once, and then they can access all their resources. It works like that for most of the digital resources. But because we include some free resources in this platform, they may need to log in again. You will notice that students have a lot to choose from. Let me show you just a couple, or at least one, so that you can see how it works. I'm going to type in here Tumble Math. This is how we go about on the search engine. So here's Tumble Math. When I click on it, you're going to see that students are going to have access to a collection of books. In this particular case, the books have to do with mathematics. So this is how we would support a student who is wanting to learn more math, but through reading stories. A teacher can make sure that in her lesson, she can connect straight to a book like this one. Okay, so let's go to step 3, which is now I'm going to navigate into something that we call Google Classroom. Now I'm going to leave my Tumble Math and I'm still logged in to ClassLink. So right now I'm going to type in Google on the search engine and a folder shows up and it's got Google Apps. There's Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Forms, Google Slides, Google Sheets, but I really want Google Classroom. In this folder, when I get to Google Classroom, I want you to think of Google Classroom as a central location or like one single filing system where all the students are going to get their assignments. I've already created a sample class, so I want you to take a look at my sample class. It's called Miss Londa's class. In this class, you're going to notice that there's some tabs at the top. Students will see stream, classroom, and people. They will not see where it reads grades. When I look down this screen, you're going to see that I have placed some assignments in here. I've asked students to read from Tumbled books. I've asked students to listen to a story from a read aloud. I've given them some information about the class link, and then I've also asked them to do a lesson on digital citizenship. When the student takes a look at this information, this is like a message board. I basically, as a teacher, am putting in a posting on this side, and then the students can automatically respond to me. They can just go back in here and give me some information, like I didn't understand this instruction, and then they can provide the information. I'm going to show you, kind of demonstrate what classwork looks like. Classwork is where the teacher organizes the lessons for students. Often a teacher will organize the information with units of study, or they'll put it by subject like reading, math, science, or in my case, I'm putting them in there by units of study. So this one has my units. It's week 2, April 6th through the 9th. There are 3 lessons that I've included for students. I've told them when the lessons are due. There is also a built-in calendar that will remind students when the lessons are due so that they can keep them organized. Now, when I click on an example here, I have given students the directions to what they're supposed to do. I've given them even the look and feel of the product that they're supposed to be completing in order for me to get that information from them. I have basically given them the documents like you would in the classroom, but now the student responds digitally and I will get these responses. They don't have to attach it in this case. Now, so this is what it would look like, right? The students would receive some more instructions and then they would be able to complete their work. I've also given the students a link, and this link goes into Tumblebook, so it would take me over to the ClassLink resource so that the student knew what resource to be used in this lesson. Let me show you an example of how ClassLink works. Here's another example. In this example of a lesson, I've asked the students to listen to a particular story. When the students click on this, because I'm still over in ClassLink, let me show you. ClassLink is still there. I'm still in the website there. Because I'm still connected, the student, once I click on this lesson, it will take the student straight to the resource without the student having to look for it or log in again. Let me show you. It's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was the material I wanted them to listen to.
Let me see. I'll give them a new pair of boots every Christmas. And she went on planning to herself how she would.
So the students would know automatically, oh, that's where the teacher wanted me to go to. Here's another example. This one is on digital citizenship. So I'm going to click this assignment. It's due on April 14th. Here are my instructions to the student. I'm giving them a quiz that they need to take, but I'm also sending them to a specific location in BrainPop. BrainPop is a resource that has hundreds and hundreds of lessons. But when I don't want the student to go look for the lesson, I want them to go directly to the lesson. So when I click here, the student should be able to go back into the lesson exactly where I want them to go because I'm still connected to ClassLink. This online lesson, I'm asking students to complete by listening to a video and looking at a video and then completing some activities, and then return to their classroom lesson to complete a quiz. But the way this works is because I launched my Google Classroom through ClassLink, and because I went ahead and stayed on ClassLink, these two products are working hand in hand. So those are some examples. If you would like some more information about how to use Google Classroom or get some other ideas as to what other resources are available for studying at home, please visit our website www.saisd.net/2020.
Thank you. That was great. And our SAISD Digital Learning Playground now has a parent section?
Yes, it does, and it's available in English and in Spanish.
That's great. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining SAISD Virtual Q&A, and we encourage you to visit our SAISD Digital Learning Playground at www.saisd.net/2020. Thank you.